Howdy, folks. I'm Brown Bat, boisterously breezing between birch branches.
I'm Amber.
And here are more birch branches for us to breeze between. Do you folks like my bat look? I'm a little batty.
I think it's nice. It's nice. I like it.
Let's get started. We're gonna go eat some insects.
No, you're a fruit bat.
Alright, folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for canceling my husband's credit card privileges after he spent thousands on a friend who happens to be a younger woman? I'm a 35-year-old female, and I've always been the main breadwinner in our marriage, while my husband, a 40-year-old male, has had some bad luck in the job market. Since his credit isn't great, I allowed him to use my credit card for work-related expenses and to help him rebuild his credit. This has been our arrangement for the past few years, and I always assumed that he would be responsible with it, focusing on career networking. A few weeks ago, I noticed some very unusual charges on my statements: luxury items, high-end dinners, spa visits, and even a weekend stay at a hotel. At first, I thought that he was spoiling me or planning a surprise, but when I casually mentioned it, he got defensive, saying that it was none of my business and part of his professional network investment. That immediately set some red flags off for me. After some sleuthing, I discovered the truth. The business investment was actually a friend that he recently met. She's 24, single, and apparently very impressed by his generosity. I saw text exchanges where he offered to take her shopping and help her with career advice, buying her lavish gifts on my credit, essentially giving her the lifestyle she's used to. When I confronted him, he claimed that she was just a friend in need and that his support was necessary for building his client base. I told him no client relationship justifies thousands in personal expenses, especially without discussing it with me first. He accused me of suffocating his potential and that I'm jealous of him helping a younger woman succeed. In a fit of rage, I canceled his access to my credit card immediately. Now he's saying that I've ruined his professional image, and some of his family members, who've never liked me, are calling me controlling and a bad wife for not supporting his career. He insists that cutting him off was an overreaction and that he was doing all of this for our future. I'm feeling gaslit, yet I wonder if I really did overreact by cutting his access off without a conversation. Am I the jerk for pulling the plug on his generosity with my credit, or did I go too far? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk, but divorce this man ASAP. This was not anything for your future or to further his business. It was to further his time in the bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that is the likely answer here, right? I mean, Occam's razor, right?
Right.
The most likely scenario here is that he has decided to have an extramarital affair.
Yeah, and even if he's not actively having the affair, yet he's winning her over to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear he's doing what he can to entice this young woman. And he got defensive because he knew that this would look bad. And if he thought that this was perfectly innocent, then there wouldn't have been any reason for him to be defensive about it. He would have just been like, oh, yeah, I mean, it's just trading a business contact.
Yeah, well, and the nature of the expenses, like spa visits and whatnot, none of this is business related.
I mean, maybe he's planning on starting a spa and he needs to scope out the competition.
Yeah, clearly that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Now, this reads like he's pampering this woman to win her over. He's pretending to be this wealthy businessman so he can win her heart and body, and yeah, not cool. And he's doing it all on OP's dime.
Yeah. I wonder if this woman knows about OP.
Oh no, I'm sure she does not know. At least she doesn't know that OP's the breadwinner. I'm sure she thinks that he's the one with all the money.
Well, I'm sure she thinks that, right? But I'm wondering if she even knows that OP's husband is married. And
yeah.
Like if she does, then I mean that's not so great. But if she doesn't, I think that it might be a good idea for OP to reach out to this young woman and explain that her husband is actually married. Maybe even also explain that he's broke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the best way to handle this. I would definitely say separate from the husband.
Yeah.
And then let him figure out everything. You can tip her off and be like, by the way, he was using my money for all that stuff, so you will not be getting any more lavish stuff or something like
Well, I
that.
mean, I think certainly like it would be a good idea to inform her of
Mm-hmm.
at least that he is married, right? That way she at least has an ability to, decide to do the right thing if she ends up deciding like, oh, this guy is whatever, right? But I mean, she'll find out pretty quickly that he doesn't have any money. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And folks, I'm jumping straight into the next story. We have a lot of stories to cover. So let's get on to the next one. Am I a jerk for confronting my mom after my wealthy ex crashed her birthday dinner and she said that I should be grateful to have options? I'm a 26-year-old female and my mom's birthday was last week. And I planned a cozy dinner for her with my boyfriend, Ryan, a 27-year-old male. Ryan's not rich, but he's genuinely kind and he'd save up to make the evening special, even picking out a nice restaurant that he could comfortably afford. We've been dating for a year and he treats me with so much respect and love. My ex, Daniel, a 29-year-old male, is a different story. He's incredibly wealthy, but he was emotionally manipulative and he used his money to control me. My family is obsessed with him while we were together because they only saw the flashy gifts and the vacations, not the constant fights and toxic behavior. Somehow, Daniel found out about my mom's dinner. We have mutual friends, and without an invitation, he showed up with a designer handbag as a gift for my mom. He even suggested that we upgrade to a fancier restaurant, and my mom, who was clearly thrilled, accepted without asking us. At this point, Ryan was visibly uncomfortable, but I tried to make the best of it for my mom's sake. Throughout dinner, my mom couldn't stop gushing about how thoughtful Daniel was, openly comparing him to Ryan. She kept saying things like, "You had the perfect guy. Why did you let him go?" And even told me in front of both men that I should be grateful to have options. I was mortified. Ryan was clearly hurt, and I felt my mom's comments were disrespectful to our relationship. Afterwards, I pulled her aside and I told her how hurtful she had been. I reminded her of why I left Daniel and I explained that he didn't give those gifts out of generosity, but to control me. I told her that Ryan may not have Daniel's money, but he treats me with genuine love and respect. She just rolled her eyes and accused me of overreacting, saying that I was throwing away a better future. The worst part is that she's since told family members that I'm settling for Ryan and claims that I embarrassed her at her birthday dinner. Now my family's divided. Some agree with me and others say that I was dramatic and I should have been grateful that Daniel went out of his way for her. Am I the jerk for confronting her? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk for confronting her. And honestly, I would say go low or no contact with anyone who is supporting your mom on this, and your mom as well, because you were in an abusive relationship. It doesn't matter how much money he has. No one should value money and material gifts over your well-being. The fact that your mom is saying that you were like, oh, being too harsh and exaggerating, you were being manipulated and controlled, and that's not okay. And you shouldn't have to put up with people who support your abuser and try to get you back together with your abuser.
How much do you want to bet that the mom actually was in contact with Daniel and set this up?
I mean, that's a good, I hadn't even thought of that angle.
It's like, because it's a little convenient that he shows up at the same place, the same time as them with a handbag for her.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he's known to manipulate people with money, then it really wouldn't surprise me if he reached out and said, "Oh, happy birthday. I have a special gift that I want to give to you." And then the mom just was like, "Oh, well, we're going to a restaurant at blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Maybe you should come along."
Yeah, well, if the mom did that, then absolutely. I mean, I think OP has to at least go low contact with the mom, but definitely, like, probably no contact for a while. It doesn't seem like she has OP's best interests at heart, and is more concerned with getting her material needs met, her luxuries from this man.
Yeah, I mean, maybe OP could say, if you like him so much, maybe you should marry him.
Yeah. And in the future, if the mom ever, like, if Daniel ever shows up at an event again, like, I mean, I understand OP was in a difficult situation, but don't let him hijack the show. Like if your
Oh,
mom
yeah.
wants to go with Daniel, walk. You know, take your current partner and go. You don't have to deal with this. Your partner shouldn't have to deal with Daniel's way to try and manipulate his way back into your life. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to fault OP anywhere in here, it would be that she didn't put her foot down immediately and said, well, I mean, you two can have a fun night out and maybe we'll catch up with you later and we can take you out to a dinner some other night or something like that.
Right, and I don't want to be too harsh on Opie here because I know this man has, you know, spent a long time like figuring out how to work his
Oh,
way
yeah, yeah.
into her life and whatnot. But it is important to like stand firm and not let him, you know, run the show.
Exactly, exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, I'm a 32-year-old female, and my husband, a 40-year-old male, went out to dinner last night with his mom to the same place that we were planning to go out tonight for my birthday. How do I get him to understand? So he goes to help her every week for cooking. His birthday was the first half of the year. My birthday was a couple days ago, and he went over to her apartment the night before. Turns out that he went out to dinner with her to the same place that we're going to the next day for my birthday, and he claims that it was for his birthday. He made a big deal about having a surprise for my birthday lunch the night before, which turned out to be his leftovers. This is not the first time that she has done something like this simply because I did it. When I bought my last car, she decided that she suddenly needed a new car too, and went out and got the same car as me. Recently, she decided that she wanted a new laptop, my laptop, and he traded it and then lied about it. It's been brought up several times, but obviously he doesn't see it. They had not planned their dinner in any way. My best guess is that they were talking about it and she probably decided that she wanted some food that night and got him to go with her for dinner. Now he is upset because I got upset about it and I don't want to go there for my birthday anymore. How do I go about getting him to understand that this really hurt me and is damaging our relationship, that he continually entertains his mom with her antics without defending me ever? All right, folks, what do you think?
This is a tough one to get. Like, I don't know if there's a way to get him to understand because he has to recognize there's a problem and want to change. So I think making it very clear what the consequences are of doing this are. Are you going to stay with him indefinitely if he keeps, you know, letting his mom, you know, his mom is trying to replace you essentially. She's trying to fill the same position in his life and prove that she's the top woman in his life. So I think you need to figure out what is this a deal breaker for you, and lay out very carefully for your husband what it means going forward. Is there a situation where this becomes divorce worthy? So that would be a good starting place.
I say couples therapy immediately. I mean, if OP is trying to salvage this relationship, then I think couples therapy is going to be a place that they can both go to, and she can potentially have a third neutral party help her work through some of these issues. As for the mom, I mean, I think that unfortunately it's pretty clear that she is a fixture for now, but she really should be low contact, right?
Yeah, well, and if he needs to be willing to push his mom down into a lower contact until she stops trying to replace OP.
Yeah. So I think it's a difficult situation because really OP is competing against his mom at this point in time, and that's really not fair to OP. And she needs to, and if she doesn't see this behavior getting better anytime soon, if she talks to her husband and he's not willing to be cooperative, then maybe this is, you know, a deal breaking territory where it might be worth, you know, moving on from here, because you're always going to play second fiddle to the mom.
And honestly, he probably needs individual therapy to see that this is not a healthy relationship, that the attachment he and his mom have.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my boyfriend he shouldn't take his girl best friend for couples costumes for Halloween? I don't know. I think that I may be wrong. My boyfriend is a 26-year-old male and I'm a 23-year-old female, and we've been together for 8 months. He is very kind to me, but he's never raised his voice or lost his temper with me. I was introduced to his friends very early on in our relationship, and I get along with them just fine. And he and his friends have been friends from nursery days, and they are all very nice to me. He has a friend, Vivian, fake name, who, along with his two other friends, plan for Halloween every year, months in advance. I have never doubted any foul play about them, and I've never wanted to be the jealous new girlfriend who ruins friendships. The problem is that my boyfriend works in a firm where they apparently throw Halloween parties. He goes with one of his friends every year, and this year was Vivian's turn to go with him because last year he went with his friend Tom. Plus, he and Viv have a thing about scary costumes and horror, and they share the same love for Halloween. The thing is that I love Halloween too. My boyfriend knows that, and we share that in common interest as well. Granted, I can't just claim a common interest, but he didn't even ask me once if I wanted to go with him since he and Viv started planning 2 months ago, when we were dating then, and he never mentioned it to me. It's just that I thought that he could have at least asked me. He mentioned to me 2 days ago that he and Viv had their couple's costumes ready and if I wanted to see them. I did not feel as positive about it as I should have, and I guess it showed on my face because he asked what was wrong, and I asked him why he never asked me to go with him once. He didn't get mad, but he said that he won't change his rituals with his friends for his relationship. He told me that I knew about it early on, as he told me before. I felt hurt, and I told him that it's a hurtful thing to say, and he didn't respond. He's been giving me the silent treatment. I have never expected him to dump plans with his friends for me ever. I don't mind when he does escape rooms with Viv, or always has hiking plans with Tom and others. The only reason that I thought that he could have asked me was because I love Halloween too, and I thought that it was a common interest. But now I feel that I've overstepped the line, and I feel really awful. Am I the jerk here? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, I don't think Opie's being a jerk here. He's shown you where you rank in his priorities, and that is below his friends. It is very common in like office settings to bring your partner to like the company parties. And the fact that he's not even willing to consider bringing you instead of one of his friends raises some serious questions to me about what his feelings are about this relationship and where it ranks, especially after 8 months. It's not the longest time in the world, but it's also not like a 2-week relationship, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's really what it boils down to. And I would, though, make sure to clarify that this wasn't just something that they had been planning for a long time, and next year is OP's turn, for instance, right? And I mean, I can understand him having his priorities, maintaining that ritual. Maybe they were talking about this for a while. I mean, she said 2 months, and they were dating during that time. So I do have my doubts about that, right?
Yeah.
But it would be a good idea to say, well, when is going to be my turn? Are we going to be able to do couples costumes in the future? And I mean, given the implication of couples costumes, it also feels like when he's in a romantic relationship, maybe the couple that he should bring on these dates is OP.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand if he has really close friends and he wants to maintain those friendships. But unfortunately, like, part of moving into a relationship is that you have to start prioritizing, not unfortunately, but I mean, part of moving into a relationship is that you start prioritizing your partner over your friends, right?
And there's, I'm sure, plenty of ways that he could still do costume with his friends. Like maybe they have like a friends party or something like
Yeah,
that, you
yeah.
know. I can understand him still wanting to do costumes with his friends, still wanting to celebrate with them. But I feel like the workplace environment, like it's a more formal environment. You generally bring your partner as your plus one.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What did the mama lion say to her cub on his birthday?
What did the mama lion say to her cub on her birthday?
On his birthday.
On his birthday? You're a liar too, because you are my child and I am a liar.
It's Roar birthday.
I mean, that's a stretch. It's a little bit of a stretch. A little bit of a stretch. And I have Earl Grey. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy spectacular Saturday, folks. I hope your Saturday is off to a spectacular start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on prioritizing your partner and relationships.
Generally, when you're in a long-term romantic relationship, your partner should come as your number one priority.
Yeah, not your mom, not your friends, not some random woman that you're taking to a hotel.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.